Hi, I'm Kate Haggerty, CEO and founder of Soul Purpose. Thanks for joining me this week for this week's Soul Purpose Snippet. Our topic today is Mercury Retrograde. You might be saying, Mercury what? Mercury Retrograde. So what is it? This is something that happens 4 to 6 times a year for several weeks at a time. And from a planetary standpoint, it actually looks like the planet Mercury goes backward. It doesn't, but it looks that way. And what we experience as humans down here on Earth can be a lot of delays, postponements, things that make us look at our past. So what the purpose of Mercury retrograde is for is to help us re-examine various areas of our lives so that we can move forward from our heart. And the things that can happen during Mercury retrograde can really throw us off. They can be a surprise. People and situations from our past can pop up, and it's all, like I said, an invitation to revisit those parts of your life, things that have happened, and decide if you want to make changes. What also can happen is that you might end up missing appointments. You may leave early and end up arriving late. You may know where you're going and get lost. You might have a deal with a client you've been waiting for, and all of a sudden there's this new postponement or delay. That is the type of thing that will happen during Mercury retrograde. So it starts tomorrow. The other thing that can be also affected before I move on is traffic, transportation, communication, anything with pieces and parts will break, can break, computers. You want to make sure that you back up your data. Don't get any repairs done that you can before Mercury retrograde starts, because if anything's going to fall apart, it might be during that time. It starts for us tomorrow and it goes until August 18, and then it will return November 16 through December 6. So Thanksgiving transportation and travel should be extra special. Lots of extra delays like there aren't enough already, right? So the things you can do to prepare for Mercury retrograde are, like I said, make sure you complete any projects that you can, back up your data. It's not a good idea to load software close to this time. And it's not a good idea to do big things like don't get married, don't buy a house or a car, don't make big decisions, because it's just not the best time to make a commitment. Now, here's the thing. If you've started something before Mercury retrograde, like I'll give a personal example. When I lived in Chicago, I was all fired up to buy my first condo, and I was set to lose it if I didn't sign, and the signing was going to take place right smack in Mercury retrograde. So I reached out to someone who was older and wiser than me, and she said, listen, here's the thing. If you started the process before Mercury retrograde, you'll be fine. But you might want to take an extra close look at that contract because there's likely to be some boo-boos in it. So I followed her advice, and sure enough, there were upgrades and such, and when I looked at the contract, they had a few of them incorrect. So I went forth with the condo. It was a great condo. Everything worked out. It was just, take a little extra time to look at the I's being dotted, the T's being crossed, etc. So what's the best way to deal with this time, this Mercury retrograde when it blows in? And the best way is to kind of visualize and embrace your inner tumbleweed. Like, just flow with things, let them go, because it's just going to be easier that way. You're not going to be able to make things happen. I mean, we really kind of can't, but there'll be extra energy against you if you try to do it during Mercury retrograde. So just allow yourself to go with the flow. And if you'd like to know more about this, I welcome you to visit my website, and you can check out my blog there, or other things. But the website is soulpurpose.biz, and that's soulpurpose.biz. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you'd like to know more, like I said, you can visit my site, and I hope you'll join us next week, where we're going to be talking about the 3 adult attachment styles, and you can get an idea of what is yours, and what are some of the people that are important to you, what might their style be, and how do we work with those. So I hope you've had a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.